Coming up today on Public Eye News, a small plane crashes in New Jersey, and Ishmael High School students help rebuild Santa's workshop.
Maya will take a look at our forecast, and later Michael Banks has our sports. Hi, I'm Joseph Sigourney.
I'm Todd Rose, and welcome to Public Eye News. Fundraiser efforts are now underway for a Felch man who lost his home in a fire last Friday. Homeowner Jim Clement was not at home at the time of the fire, though his 5 dogs all perished. Laura Wagner, Clement's sister, has expressed the family's gratitude to the response from friends and strangers alike in helping Jim in this time. Several online fundraisers through sites such as GoFundMe have begun to help Clement find a new home. Halloween is tomorrow, and that means Thanksgiving, Christmas, and the New Year are just around the corner. And one group of students is already getting in the holiday spirit by offering their help to rebuild Santa's workshop in Ishpeming. Students in Ishpeming High School's advanced construction class came up with the idea earlier this year and have been hard at work since the first week of school. The workshop is expected to be completed around Thanksgiving. As for the students, they're just glad to spread a little bit of holiday cheer.
Brown trout, salmon, steelhead, walleye, and 10 other species were among the 21,281,411 fish stocked in Michigan's public waters so far this year. DNR staff made 449 stocking trips to 857 stocking sites, including the Great Lakes, inland lakes, and rivers. 18 specialized stocking trucks traveled 100,000 miles over the course of 2,700 hours to get the job done. Michigan has 6 state fish hatcheries and 2 cooperative hatcheries that together produce species, strain, and size of the fish requested by fisheries managers. These fish are delivered at a specific time and location to ensure their survival and success. Delta County voters were invited to a town hall at Bay College on Tuesday evening to learn more about their upcoming millage increase proposal, as state funding to support their community college has decreased in recent years. On November 5th, 2019, county residents will be asked to vote on an operating millage for Bay County to help infrastructure issues. Dr. Laura Coleman, Bay College president, said, quote, we need to be able to replace all of our mechanical infrastructure from one end of the building to the other. It's all over 50 years old, end quote. Coleman says it is not the equipment that is the equipment is not efficient and while repairs have been made over the years, it is now hard to find replacement parts. Some county voters opposed another tax increase have been spreading the word on Facebook and posting vote no signs in their yards. Residents will vote on the millage on November 5th, 2019.
Police in Delta County are searching for 4 stolen Amish warning signs taken from roads in the past months. Signs warn drivers of Amish families' horse-drawn buggies. Over the summer, several Amish families moved to the Delta County area. Delta County Undersheriff Phil Griebel stressed the signs are there for safety reasons, citing incidents involving buggies from the Lower Peninsula. And healthcare providers and patients alike joined forces in Lansing earlier today to ask the Michigan legislature to pass a new bill that would reform parts of the healthcare system. In particular, the bill would focus on the issue of prior authorization and step therapy practices. Both of these things are used by insurance companies to delay and sometimes reject treatment to patients. Senate Bill 612, also known as the Health Can't Wait Bill, is sponsored by Kurt Vanderwall, the chair of the Senate Health Policy and Human Services Committee. The bill looks to also bring further transparency, clinical validity, and fairness to healthcare. And stay tuned because we'll be back with some national and international news after this break.
Global apocalypse wipes out the dinosaurs.
If they hadn't met their destruction, our story never would have begun.
But what happened next has been a mystery.
How long did it take for ecosystems to reform, for life to recover?
Now, an amazing fossil record has been found.
It's a Rosetta Stone.
It's telling us about how we got to be here.
It was like opening a door into a new world.
The untold story of the rise of the mammals on Nova.
Tonight at 9 and tomorrow at 3 p.m.
Welcome back to Public Eye News. 3 people are dead and 9 others are taken to hospitals after shooting at a house party in Long Beach, California. In a tweet, the Long Beach Fire Department said they were called to a report of a shooting just before 11 p.m. KABC-TV reported that paramedics on scene treated the wounded in a yard next to a nail salon before taking them to the hospital. The TV station said the shooting appeared to take place outdoors and several shell casings were found in an alley. Police say the suspect is still at large. A small plane crash landed in caused a near disaster in northern New Jersey. The twin-engine plane plunged into a home in Colonia yesterday, about 20 miles southwest of New York City. The pilot, identified as Michael Skilas, was killed, but no one else was hurt. Loa Laney has more at the crash scene.
This surveillance video captured the moment the small twin-engine Cessna plane nosedived just before 11 a.m. This was the aftermath, a suburban New Jersey home on fire after the plane crashed through the roof, tearing through 2 floors into the basement.
I heard it hit, and then you got this loud, like, sonic boom and shook all the houses.
It kind of looks like a volcano erupted.
The plane took off from Leesburg, Virginia at around 9:50 Tuesday morning. It was supposed to land at Linden Airport in New Jersey before it crashed about 3.5 miles away.
The pilot was communicating with air traffic control and was cleared for an approach, and the airplane subsequently lost radar contact.
The family of 3 who lived at the house luckily wasn't there when the plane hit. Mayor John McCormick says the home was engulfed in flames in just seconds.
If anybody was home, I don't know if they would have had a chance to escape. So thank God.
Now the NTSB will spend the next few days sorting through the rubble.
As we pull that wreckage out piece by piece, we'll be examining the condition of those components, such as the flight controls, the engine, everything that we can find.
Now, the NTSB says they expect to fully remove the plane from the crash scene in the next 2 or 3 days. That could be complicated a little bit by the poor weather in the area. Meanwhile, a preliminary report on the crash is expected in the next 10 days. Mola Lengi, CBS News, Colonia, New Jersey.
The director of Missouri's health department said yesterday that he kept track of patients' menstrual cycles and in what the agency says was an effort to keep track of failed abortions. Department of Health and Senior Services Director Randall Williams revealed the information during a second day of hearings in a larger case that will determine whether the said abortion clinic, Missouri's only one, will remain open. The possible closure stems from June, when concerns were raised about the number of failed abortions and doctors' lack of cooperation at the facility. And President Trump continues to point to the summary of his phone call with Ukraine's president as proof there was no quid pro quo. But a witness in the impeachment inquiry is raising new questions about whether the call notes were complete. Nicole Killian has more details from Capitol Hill.
Foreign Service Officer Catherine Croft arrived on Capitol Hill Wednesday for her turn before impeachment investigators. Her opening statement, obtained by CBS News, describes an outside effort to get then U.S. Ambassador to Ukraine, Marie Yovanovitch, removed from her post.
Colonel Vindman, will you take some questions?
Tuesday, lawmakers questioned Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman, who heard the July phone call between President Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Vindman says the summary of the call was incomplete, including one omission referencing Burisma, the energy company that hired Hunter Biden to serve on its board. The White House summary is less specific. It has Zelensky referencing, quote, the company. According to the New York Times, Vindman said the summary also omitted President Trump's reference to recordings of Joe Biden talking about Ukrainian corruption.
We had it transcribed. It was an exact transcription of the conversation.
President Trump insists the call was perfect. He called Vindman a never-Trumper on Twitter and said there was no quid pro quo in the transcript of the phone call. As the impeachment inquiry continues, lawmakers are putting the finishing touches on a resolution that lays out how the investigation will proceed.
We're entering into a new phase of the impeachment inquiry that will allow for the public presentation of facts, truth, and information to the American people.
The resolution calls for open hearings and allows the president's legal team to question witnesses, but Democrats can strip that right if President Trump does not cooperate with the investigation.
It continues to deny the White House an opportunity to participate in this process.
In a statement, the White House said the president's rights remain undefined, unclear, and dismissed the inquiry as an illegitimate sham. Nicole Killian, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
And stay tuned, because after the short break, we'll be back with Maya Kurth on weather, and Mike Banks will have a look at sports.
It's an area where people have been actually living for at least 10,000 years. We've had a focus on Arctic archaeology that goes back well over 50 years.
I saw this very odd look on Peter's face. I just discovered a human skull.
When human remains are found on federal lands,
everything stops.
We need to know before this is all gone. It's part of our history.
Thursday night at 10 on WNMU TV.
I'm Maya Kurth, your weather forecast today. Currently, we're looking at the NMU sky cam. It's cloudy and classes are winding down for the day. Moving to our current conditions, it's going to be mostly cloudy, 36 degrees, west-southwest winds at 3 miles per hour. Barometric pressure is going to be 30.27 inches and falling. Tonight, it's also going to be cloudy, getting chilly, low of 28, north-northwest winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, also going to be cloudy, 37 degrees, north-northwest winds at 14 miles per hour. Moving to the Upper Peninsula on the eastern side of the state in Sault Ste. Marie, it's going to be 47 and sunny, 42 in Manistee, 40 in Escanaba, 38 in Menominee. Moving to the other side of the state, 35 in Iron Mountain, 29 in Ironwood, 34 in Houghton, and 36 in Marquette. And looking ahead, on Friday, we're going to have a high of 39, low of 32 degrees and cloudy. Saturday, a high of 40, low of 29 and mostly cloudy. Sunday, a high of 42, low of 31 and cloudy. And although it's been pretty cloudy, Mike, I heard we're hoping for some bright outcomes on the soccer field this weekend.
That's true. NMU's soccer team will play their final home games of the season this weekend. The Wildcats will be facing Davenport University this Friday at 1 p.m. Then they will host Ashland University Sunday for Senior Day, where the team will honor their seniors prior to the game. They are 7-8 for the season and 3-4 at home. They have secured a spot for the GLIAC tournament for the third straight season. Good luck to the Wildcats this weekend. After having an amazing start for the season of averaging 34 points and 9 assists, Trae Young went down with an ankle injury. It happened Tuesday night after going down early in the second quarter against the Miami Heat. While driving to the basket, Young rolled his ankle and was helped off the floor and did not return to the game. Good news for Young, as his x-rays came back negative and he could return to the lineup as early as next week. The Los Angeles Lakers and the Memphis Grizzlies played last night, as Anthony Davis had a monster game to lead the Lakers for their third straight win of the season. Davis had 40 points with 20 rebounds, also had a career high with 25 made free throws, while LeBron added with 23 points with 10 assists. Rookie Ja Morant had 16 points with 2 assists for the Grizzlies as they get their third loss of the season.
Well, it sounds like we're getting some awesome action in the NBA, and don't forget, too, the World Series Game 7, the Astros versus the Nationals are tonight. But get this, police say in a funeral in eastern Germany ended up in an involuntary drug high when mourners were accidentally served hash cake. A funeral party went to a restaurant for coffee and cake, but after eating the cake, 13 people experienced nausea and dizziness. The restaurant employee in charge of the cakes had asked her 18-year-old daughter to bake them. However, the mother accidentally took the wrong cake from the freezer to the funeral. She took a hash cake that the teenager had made for a different reason.
Yeah, the World Series game.
World Series game. I'm excited. I got my Nationals. They beat my Brewers, but I'm going to root for them. They had a heck of a season. And that is all the time we have here at Public Eye News. I am Joseph Sigourney.
I'm Michael Banks.
And thank you for watching.
The preceding program was produced in studios located in the Edgar L. Hardin Learning Resources Center by WNMU TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television.